Good morning, Oracles. Oracle Tim here. So, for those of you who did not see yesterday, GME did announce a split, very similar to Tesla's split, looking for more shares to be released so that they can perform this split. So it seems to be something going on in the macro environment that these companies are feeling comfortable with a split coming up. Again, we still have no details on the Tesla split. We don't even know how many shares they are looking for to determine what the split is going to be. So lots of information there, but looking at the trading action yesterday, we did see a little bit of sell-off at the end of the day. Not a big concern. This is something that I had mentioned about being a good thing. RSI was pushing pretty high, bounced over 70, came right back down with a sell-off, bounced over 70 again yesterday, came back down with a sell-off, and then the whole market sold off at the end of the day, most likely due to some rebalancing of portfolios for a lot of these funds. And so looking at the trading that's going to happen today, might be flat, might be a little bit red again, and if it's red again, I'm not too concerned. The estimates for production and deliveries that are coming out tomorrow have been dropped down due to Shanghai being closed for the last week and being closed for a day and a half to 2 days previously due to COVID. So the production and delivery numbers are really going to kind of set the tone for how we're going to trade on Monday. So there's probably a lot of breath holding going on today due to the fact that we don't know what's going to happen with these numbers. So volume, I'm anticipating, is going to be low, awaiting what's going to happen over the weekend. And so if we get production and delivery numbers that come in, and I believe the consensus right now is at 309,000, if they come in at that level or higher, I think that the stock is going to do well on Monday. If it comes in over 325, which my prediction is 327, if it comes above that, watch out, we are going to have a monster day on Monday. If we do come in under 300,000 or below consensus estimates, we might see a red day on Monday. Quarter over quarter, despite the fact that we know that there is less days in the quarter, in the first quarter than there is in the fourth quarter, and the fact that Shanghai was shut down for some days, even if we come in flat quarter over quarter, the market, because the market does what the market wants, may use that as an excuse to sell the stock off and bring the price down. Again, this isn't something I'm concerned about. If that does happen, I am perfectly fine with that because I'm going to still see that as a great buying opportunity. Why I'm in this long term. So if I can get the stock price to be brought down because of some short-term stupid decisions that the market makes, I am good with that to buy more. And so then I will utilize Monday to buy more. Obviously, if we do well and pop on Monday, I'm just going to live it up and I'm going to be wearing my bright green shirt, probably my Hawaiian shirt if we do so well on Monday, and we can all enjoy that together. But as I said, regardless of what happens over the weekend, I think with the Cyber Rodeo coming up next Thursday, we are going to see a great movement after that as well. So we'll see how the stock trades over the next week, but I think we're going to have a net positive week at the end of next week, regardless of what production and delivery numbers come out with. Now, something I paid attention to, the price action and how we've been bouncing around this $1,100 mark just can't seem to break through that. We might get that next week. And if we do, that could be a great sign. Something else I paid attention to was I remember last year when we hit $900 for the first time, and that was an all-time high. We hit it, really couldn't hold over it, and then fell down and never came back to that level for about 9 months. Now, what ended up happening there was we stayed flat for the majority of the year because we ran up a lot. Not a big deal to see the stock trade sideways for a big chunk of the year. We went down, had some great buying opportunities around 525, and then came screaming back up to new all-time highs around 1250. So just looking at that, if we trade in a similar pattern this year, what ended up bringing the stock down this time was Elon's sales, and then the macro environment changed to a lot more negative, with interest rates going up, with inflation being extremely high, supply chain issues existing and continuing on, and the Russia-Ukraine war. So if we happen to get a very similar pattern this time and for some reason cannot break through $1,100 and then trade sideways and then sell off some more again, just brace yourselves, because that is going to be another amazing buying opportunity with a split coming up. The macro environment alleviating, it's going to be getting better as we go through this, in my opinion, because rates are going to be going up. So I think we are going to see a great position. So I think we're in a win-win long-term scenario going on. Either we are not going to see sideways trading in a sell-off and we will skyrocket to new all-time highs, or we trade sideways with a great buying opportunity again before we go up to all-time highs again. In either scenario, I am seeing all-time highs hitting before the end of the year, and I'm still holding my price target of $19.69 for the end of the year. So either way, we're either going to get there on a slow climb, or we're going to get another great buying opportunity along the way. Either way, great news for long term, great news for the end of the year, at least based upon my predictions. And I think with the split coming, we are either going to get one or two great buying opportunities. We may get one prior to the split due to the macro environment bringing everything down, or we might get that one and a second one post-split, because many times within a split happens, you're going to see a run-up into the split, then the stock is going to split, and there's going to be profit taking afterwards due to that run-up, because the run-up going into the split isn't really always fundamentally based. There is a lot of euphoria going around that. And when I'm trying to swing in my IRA, I try to play the sentiment and the over-exaggeration of the buying and selling during those times. There's usually a little bit of a window on both ends when you're running too high and when you're selling off too low to either buy in or sell off, and you get that nice little buffer. And when it comes to timing of splits and how they normally trade, usually when a company announces a split, the stock will run up. We saw it when Tesla announced just the thoughts of a split running up. So, we saw the same thing with GME, with Google, with Amazon. When the split is announced, and I have a feeling even when Tesla does announce the official split news, we are going to get another run. And then it runs up, and then usually the stock will split, and then you get a little bit of a sell-off afterwards, again, to bring it back down to clear out the euphoria and the profit taking. And then you get another good buying opportunity at that point. So if you are looking for an opportunity to buy when we get to that timing of the split, buy on the day that they announce it. You got to be quick though, because you got to remember that most trading is done by computer algorithms, and computers are right on it. So as soon as it's announced, boom, the price is going to shoot right up. So, try to be ready. Again, we don't know when it's going to happen. So, if we see during the proxy when they are going to have the shareholder vote, I would say see around that vote time. That might be a good time to get into the stock, because I have a feeling the actual split announcement is going to come very shortly after the vote. And last time there was, I think, like a 3-week window between the split announcement and the actual split. So it's going to be a small window most likely. So when the proxy comes out, see when the shareholder vote is going to be held, and then find a place in there to buy up on the stock that you want. And if you miss out on that opportunity, or you want a second opportunity after the split, wait to see if we get a little bit of a sell-off, which we most likely will, and that will be another good opportunity to get in. And now, just like the time that we split back in 2020, it was late August, and then we had the presidential election right afterwards. So we saw the split, and then, we saw the sell-off, and we saw the uncertainty from the elections, which brought the stock down even more. This could be a very similar pattern that happens this year if they choose to do the split at the same time in August. We could see the post-split sell-off and the uncertainty and a whole entire macro environment market sell-off due to the midterm elections, and then a run-up at the end of the year. So just these timelines and these things that I'm looking forward to as we get closer to these times. When we know more details on the dates, I will share more details on that as we get closer. So we've got lots of great and exciting things coming up over the next week, over the next month. So lots of great things to look forward to. I will keep you guys updated on everything I possibly can with what's going on, all the stock movements, little nuances here and there. So if you guys have any questions, again, let me know in the comments. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.